What's up, YouTube? It's Opex. So, a lot of big changes happened to me recent. I got a new truck, brand new freaking 2016 Volvo. I had like 140 miles on it, meaning it just came from the dealership to my job. And I picked it up yesterday, and I love this thing. You know what I love most about it? It's an automatic. Can't beat that, man. You can't beat that. Alright, so I don't really have another place for that camera. I don't have it up on the visor. So this might be the new spot. I don't know. I don't even know how it's going to turn out. If it doesn't turn out well, fuck it. I'll find something else, but I have really nowhere else to put that camera. So what do I want to dive into today? Today, I've been thinking about value. Now, you've already probably seen my video on devaluing men. I highly recommend that video. If you follow me in that video, you understand that I urge men to start bringing value to themselves. But in this video, I'd like to talk about other people's value. I just want to discuss a few things on that and try to establish basically how I suggest to you. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm suggesting to you how to handle other people. Okay, so look at it this way. In relationships, doesn't matter if it's friendship, doesn't matter if it's sexual, doesn't matter if it's family. In your relationships, just because you're with somebody in this relationship doesn't mean that they provide value. You can find other people to have a relationship all the time. I mean, there's billions of people in this world, right? Just in America, there's almost 400 million people. So, you can always just find somebody else. There's tons of people in this world. The ones you should perhaps keep are the ones that provide value in one way or another. One way of providing value? Well, first off, before I dive through that path, you need to establish if somebody is providing you value or if you should just let them go. A lot of people, most people, tend to be in a faster type of lifestyle. So they want to quickly determine, should I be in a relationship with this person or not? So it's a yes or no thing. But that's a terrible way to look at things because you're totally overriding the value that somebody can bring you. And if someone's not giving you any type of value, I suggest you get out of that relationship entirely. Now, you got to look at if somebody's providing you value, at least provided you value once, right? They're going to perhaps provide more value in the future. If somebody's not providing any type of value, they're dull, they're needy, etc., but they're not providing you any value, stop it. Get out of there. I think people that are stuck in relationships for a long term based on no value given to each other is basically basing your relationships you're making your relationship go down a wrong path. It's going to keep spiraling down because if you're not providing value now or getting value now, you're not going to get it or give it in the future as well. It's one of those paradigms that you're just going to keep getting the same old, same old. Oh shit, I got to get over. Do you see my fucking blinker? Please tell me you see that blinker. Fucking four-wheeler. Alright, so what was I talking about? Okay, so providing value. So there's many ways that you can understand how somebody's providing you value. If you're in a relationship boyfriend, girlfriend, and you're not sure if it's working out or whatever, start looking at what kind of value they provide you. Whether it's male or female, doesn't matter what side of the relationship. You need to provide value. If someone, like, let's say you're a guy, and you're going after a girl just because she's attractive, that's a value. That actually is. But you can always find another girl that's attractive. So it's not really providing value you can't get anywhere else. So you need to find out what kind of value is a man in that relationship, looking for a woman. You need to see, well, is she going to do things for me and us to better our relationship? Is she going to do the dishes when they need to be done? Is she going to, I'm sorry, I just realized that you're not going to be able to see me. But it's the content that matters, right? So, if she's going to do the dishes when they need to be done because you got to go off to work and be the breadwinner, you're providing value for her. She should be providing value for you. And if she is not, then she does not deserve you. Now we can do the vice versa. If a guy is not looking to work, not providing any resources or any type of value in that sense, you don't have to be with that man because that man is an invaluable person. Now, I've seen some relationships, right, where it's so fucking dull and invaluable, but they stay together. It bothers me because it makes people not try in the relationship. So, let's say, and this is a lot of relationships I've seen, they'll just sit on the couch together watching TV, watch movies. That's not a relationship. I mean, you're engaging in the same thing, but it's not really a relationship. You're not providing any value toward each other. So if you're noticing, like in that scenario, that somebody is not providing any value, speak up. And then you got to also realize, are you providing any value for this person? Because if you are providing value and you can identify that value, see that value, it's objective fact that you're providing value to another person, but that person is not providing you any value, step up your game and make it known. I'm doing this, can you please step up your game? If you want me, step up your game. I have no problem telling that to a female. No problem. That's probably why I'm single a lot, because I provide a lot of value. And it's hard to find a woman that is willing to do the same, especially in America. And I have no problem telling a woman, can you step up your game? Can you do something to value us? Something? And I have no problem saying that. So if you go out there and say, I'm providing value, you are not, can you please step up your game? Do it in a nice way. You don't have to be a douchebag about it. You don't have to raise your voice. You don't have to get your blood pressure up or anything like that. Just make it known. You need to have some sort of communication with each other to establish that one, you're providing value and they're not. Or vice versa. You know, if you see that somebody else is providing value and you realize this, make it known that, hey, I'm not providing much value. I'd like to. How do you want me to go about it? You know, this is just awareness. You know, like, for example, I'm the type of person that wants to provide limitless value to another. Limitless. And if there's a way that I can provide more value, let me know. But if that other person is not providing value, they're still not willing to do anything. They might do dishes once or something, right? Like, do something like that. I mean, which isn't the most valuable thing, come on. And they're not really willing to provide value on their own. It's about time to get out of that relationship. Notice it early. Because if they're unvaluable in the beginning, they're going to be unvaluable in the long run. If they're valuable in the beginning, they have the conscious decision to become valuable in the long run. So you can always get value out of that person, potentially. You can't really provide or expect value from another person if they haven't provided any yet, right? You can't expect it in the future. You can sort of expect it from somebody that already provided you with value. Now, this goes more than just the boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife scenario. This also goes for family. For example, I've had family members that would give me Christmas gifts for Christmas. That would provide me with good conversation and good information to help me. I've had family that provides value in one way or another. Then I have other sides of the family that do not provide anything. They show up, they don't provide value. You leave it at that, right? Because if they haven't provided you with value, they never do. So it doesn't mean that you have to get out of that relationship. It just means that if you provide value to them, it's not going to be appreciated. It's going to be unvalued back. They're not going to provide you with any type of value back. So think of it in that scenario with family. Some provide you with value, some do not. If somebody's providing you with value, what do you do back? Provide them with value, even if they say, oh, you don't have to do that, or whatever, right? For example, my uncle has been giving me great gifts for Christmas since I was a little boy. He gave me my first Sega Genesis when I was like 5 years old when it came out, right? Sega Genesis was probably a year old, but he bought me a brand new one when I was 5. I remember it like the back of my head. I remember it very well. He put it in a fan box. It was a box that was for a fan. It was a big box. No, that was a video game. He gave me a video game the next year that I really wanted. Was it a video game? I think it was. And I thought it was a fan. I'm like 6 years old at the time. I'm like, I don't want a fan. They're like, open it up. It's a great fan. I'm telling you, you'll like it. Or some shit like that, right? I don't remember. This was 25 years ago. And I open up the fan, and there's a bunch of that styrofoam pieces in there. And I'm digging through it. I'm like, where the hell's the fan? I get in there, and I found a video game that I really wanted. And I got that video game, and I was so happy. And I'll never forget that to the end of my days. But I don't remember what the video game was. But it was something I really wanted. So, even into my adulthood, my uncle's always given me presents. It's been money since I was an adult. He knew I was probably going to go out and spend it on weed when I was a teenager into my early adulthood, but he still gave it to me. He would give me $50 like every Christmas. And in recent years, probably in the last 8 years or so, that's just a guess, he started to give me $100 every Christmas, which is really good money to me, especially when I was poor in my whole life. $100 is a lot of money to me. And it wasn't until this year, like 2016 Christmas, that I finally gave him something back, because I can afford it now. And I knew that he wasn't going to accept it, because he's always provided me value, so I wanted to provide him value. So what happened was, he gave me a card. It had $100 in it. I gave him a card. It had $100 in it, right? And the first thing he said was, "Oh, I wish you didn't have to do that," because he wants to provide me with value, right? And I'm trying. I don't know what to give him back. You know what I mean? I didn't know what to give him. He has everything he wants. He has money. He has his own business. But now that I can repay him with value, I want to. Even if he doesn't even necessarily want it or want to accept it. It was basically, you gave me $100, I give you $100. Flat even. Because he's always provided me with value. And I don't know how to give it back. So, I gotta do something, right? Because that's how somebody is who wants to provide value. If I have no value to give him, I'm invaluable. However, he still provides value, which means he's a very decent person. Now, this is just an example. Look at your family members who don't give you shit, right? For Christmas, let's say. Now, of course, you perhaps already know my views on Christmas. Totally against it. If you want to provide somebody with a present or a gift or something, you have all year to do it. You don't have to wait until Christmas. But at the same time, Christmas itself is a good time to distinguish the value thing with family. You know who gives you presents, you know who doesn't. You know who has a job, you know who doesn't. You know who cares, you know who doesn't. You know what I mean? Who can provide you value, who doesn't. And you need to understand that if somebody's providing you with value, you need to do something about it. You need to provide it back. It just means you're a decent person. If you are not providing value back, and you can provide value back in one way or another, and you're not, what kind of person are you? Sounds like you're a selfish type of person. Now, the same goes for your relationships in terms of boyfriend, girlfriend. I've had girlfriends that want to buy me things for Valentine's Day. I saw these pajama pants, and I wanted to give it to you. I bought it and I gave it to you. Things like that. Where women provide value for me. And you know what I do? I go above and beyond, and I give them more back. Because that's how relationships work. If one side is providing you value, if the other side is providing you value, you need to provide it back. Or this valuable person is going to move on to somebody that's more valuable than you. I made that strong case in the video Devaluing Men. Women are going to go to another man who will provide value, and they're rightful to do so. Another thing is that the government may provide more value than you do as a man. So I understand that women are raising their kids single and underneath the government with government subsidies and the whole nine, because the government is actually providing them more value than you as a man, what you're supposed to be providing. Now, you have friends. Friends seem to come and go. They're just, floating in the wind, and they come and go. If you have value, friends are there. If you don't have value, friends are gone. Now, this isn't something that is like a piece of shit aspect generally in your friends. A lot of it is, but not always. Some of this is very reasonable. You're not providing me any value. Why should I hang out with you? Right? If you are providing value, then there's a reason why they want to hang out with you. It may be your information, could be your funniness, could be even your money, right? It could be something, right? There's ways that you provide value in friendship. And what I've seen from people, especially even in my own experience, is that people don't really care about you if you don't have value. When I'm at my poorest moments, where are my friends? They're not around. Hey, you want to go to the strip club? I'm broke. Fuck you. And you don't see each other for a while just because of that one thing. You don't even have money. You're a grown fucking man. You know what I mean? But at the same time, if you're not providing value, where you're just going to be more space and like they got to babysit you or take care of you, it's kind of annoying. So I kind of understand that aspect because I do it myself, for example. But then again, there's a lot of ways somebody can provide value to you as well in a friendship. I have one friend. I used to work with him. And I see him every time I go home to my hometown. I go and see him because he has provided value. When I go over his place, he's broke. He doesn't have a job, but he'll make me tea. He'll do things, right? That's beneficial. He'll make me breakfast. If I go over there early in the morning to visit him, he's made me breakfast, like sausage and eggs and shit, which is not stuff I really want to eat, but, I'd feel like a douchebag. Hey, man, I'm trying to be vegan, man. So I'll eat it. I'll grit my teeth and eat that shit, but it's very nice of him to make me food, to give me homemade tea. Hey, you want coffee? Oh, I don't drink coffee. Well, I got tea. Okay, yeah, I can't turn that down. But he doesn't want to go out and hang out or do anything else. But at the same time, he's provided me some value, which is sticking me around. He's a good host. But then there's the times, where he doesn't have money. So it's a yin and a yang, which levels it out. I provide value to him because of my value. Maybe the guy doesn't really hang out with friends that often or have good conversations very often. And I can provide that because, I'm very empathetic and I'm pretty good at my conversations and where I can lead it to distinguish where we can bring a conversation to. Make somebody go, wow, that's me. My speechcraft isn't very good. My storytelling isn't very good, but I can provide value in just my presence. So, realize what kind of value you can bring into a relationship. I advise you, not telling you what to do, but I recommend for you to bring value to the table at the get-go. I've been in a mindset in my early 20s when I was dating, in my early 20s, that I should not provide value off the jump. Because if I do, they'll expect it all the time. And they'll think, well, if they're not providing value, they're still going to get the value that I'm giving, right? So in my early 20s, I always was like, nope, not doing anything for you. But the next time, whether it's the next date or hang out with a new friend a second time, then I'll be like, I'll buy the shots, or provide value in whatever way I can and see how they react. However, I've changed that mindset. I've changed that mindset somewhat recently, over the last few years, where I should be providing value first. To make it known that I'm a person of value at the jump. Because people are going to see that, and especially women. Women are a first impression kind of creature. You can fuck up a month later because they already have that first impression of you. And like I said it in the beginning of the video, people live a faster type of lifestyle. They want to know yes or no about that person from the jump. So if you're providing value from the jump, then they're going to understand where you are and that you can provide further value in the future to them. Whether it's family, friends, boyfriend, girlfriend, to husband, wife. Or whatever, if you're same sex or whatever. You know what I'm talking about. So, understand that when somebody sees you from the jump not providing value, they're not going to want to pursue you or provide value of their own. And then it comes to the situation, you provided them value, and you wait and see if they're ever going to provide you value. Because if they're not, they're never going to. For the most part. People do change. I'm not going to put it past that, but this is a general standard statistic. If they're not providing you value in the short run, they're not going to provide it in the long run. If you're providing value in the short run, you're going to expect it in the long run. And you're generally going to see it in the long run. So think of it like that. Are you providing value to others? And in what way? And are these others providing you any value back? Because if you're not providing them any value, and they're not providing you any value, just get out of there. But if you're providing them value, and I've already said this a few times now, and they're not, make it known. Hey, even if it's a cheesy thing like, I got your drink at the bar. I know I like to bring up the bar thing a lot, but, you know, buy you a drink at the bar. They don't ever want to buy you a drink. You know, and then you'd be like, hey, you got this one? I don't have money on me. You can even fuck around and say you don't have money, just to test the waters. If they're like, when they take out their wallet, that's not a person you should be hanging out with. You know, this is just a lame example. So understand what kind of value you're bringing to your relationships, if the relationship's worth it. And if somebody else is not bringing you value, make it known that you're bringing the value. Set the record straight, show all the facts and evidence, and put your reasoning out there why they should also provide you with value, or if the relationship's even worth it at all. Alright, I guess that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you get something out of it. And stay tuned for plenty of more content. I have tons. Peace!